For the first 60 years of human spaceflight, getting into orbit was an act only governments could perform. NASA, Roscosmos, ESA, CNSA. Massive bureaucracies working with multi-decade timelines and budgets only countries could afford. That world is over. In the past 15 years, a small group of private companies has done something nobody thought was possible. They have taken over the most expensive activity in human history and made it cheaper, faster, and more frequent than any government has ever achieved. This is the new space race. It is not between Russia and the United States. It is between a handful of companies competing to control the infrastructure of the next century. The rockets, the satellites, the landing systems, and eventually, the planets. And right now, one of them is winning by a margin almost nobody saw coming. To understand the new space race, you have to understand the old one. For most of the 20th century, getting to space was a project of national prestige. The Soviet Union and the United States poured trillions of dollars into a competition that produced Sputnik, Apollo, the Space Shuttle, and the International Space Station. But each launch cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Each rocket was thrown away after one use. The cost per kilogram of getting something into orbit barely changed for 40 years. Then, around 2010, something began to shift. The US government, looking to reduce its own costs, started awarding contracts to private companies instead of building everything in-house. NASA began paying private firms to deliver cargo, then crew, to the International Space Station. Suddenly, there was a real commercial market for space launches, and one company moved faster than anyone else. In 2002, an entrepreneur named Elon Musk founded a company called SpaceX, with the stated goal of making humanity a multi-planet species. For the first 6 years, almost everyone thought he was joking. The company's first 3 orbital launches failed. By 2008, SpaceX was nearly bankrupt. Then, on its 4th attempt, the Falcon 1 rocket reached orbit. SpaceX became the first private company in history to put a liquid-fueled rocket into space. What came next changed the entire industry. In 2010, SpaceX launched the Falcon 9, a larger, more capable rocket. In December of 2015, it landed the first stage of a Falcon 9 back on Earth, vertically on solid ground. A few months later, in April of 2016, it successfully landed one on a drone ship at sea. Within a few years, SpaceX was reusing those first stages routinely, sometimes flying the same booster more than 10 times. The cost of getting 1 kilogram to orbit dropped by an order of magnitude. By 2023, SpaceX was launching more rockets per year than every other space agency and company on Earth combined. In 2024, it caught its giant Starship booster mid-air, using mechanical arms attached to its launch tower. Something many aerospace experts had considered unrealistic. SpaceX, as of today, dominates the global launch market. Its closest American competitor is Blue Origin, founded in 2000 by Amazon's Jeff Bezos. Blue Origin's approach has been the opposite of SpaceX: slower, quieter, more methodical. For almost 2 decades, the company focused on suborbital tourism with a small rocket called New Shepard, which began carrying paying passengers above the edge of space in 2021. Bezos's larger project, the New Glenn orbital rocket, took years longer to develop than expected. Its first launch attempt came in early 2025, more than a decade after the company first promised it. But Blue Origin is patient and extremely well-funded. The company is now working on a NASA-backed lunar lander, a space tug, and the eventual construction of large rotating space habitats. Bezos's stated vision of humanity living and working in artificial structures, not on planetary surfaces. It is not winning the launch market today, but Blue Origin's strategy is a long game. While SpaceX and Blue Origin focus on enormous rockets, a different competitor has carved out a quieter, equally important slice of the market. Rocket Lab, founded in New Zealand in 2006, specializes in smaller, more flexible launches. Its Electron rocket can deliver small satellites to specific orbits with a precision that larger vehicles cannot easily match. Rocket Lab is now developing the larger Neutron rocket and competing directly for medium-class launches. Other players have joined the race. Relativity Space is developing 3D printed rockets. Stoke Space is designing fully reusable second stages. Firefly Aerospace is targeting mid-sized payloads. All of them are competing in a market that SpaceX dramatically reshaped. And then there is China. While the American conversation has focused on private companies, China's space program has quietly become the second most active in the world. The China National Space Administration, along with state-linked contractors like CNSA and a fast-growing collection of private firms such as Land Space and iSpace, is launching dozens of rockets per year. China has its own space station. It has landed rovers on the far side of the moon. It has returned lunar samples. It is preparing crewed moon missions and has openly stated its ambition to establish a permanent lunar base in the 2030s. For the first time in modern history, the United States is in a real space competition with another major power. But the new competitor is not Russia. It is China. It is easy to look at the new space race as a story about rockets and entrepreneurs. It is much more than that. Whoever controls the next generation of launch vehicles will control access to space itself. They will own the infrastructure for satellite internet, which is rapidly becoming the global communications backbone. They will set the rules for asteroid mining, lunar resource extraction, and eventually crewed Mars missions. The new space race is, ultimately, a race to own the platform. Whoever wins it will shape the next century in ways that are not yet obvious, the way owning the internet's plumbing shaped the past 30 years. If you ask the question honestly today, the answer is uncomfortably simple. SpaceX is winning by a wide margin. It launches more, costs less, and is the only company routinely operating reusable orbital boosters at the scale it does today, with turnaround times measured in days or weeks rather than months. Its Starlink satellite constellation has more than 7,000 active satellites in orbit, and growing, making it the largest single owner of satellites in human history. But the race is not over. Blue Origin is patient and well-resourced. China is closing the gap fast. Rocket Lab and the smaller players are carving out durable niches. And the most important thing about a race like this is that the people winning today are rarely the same ones winning 20 years from now. The new space race is just getting started. And we are all, whether we realize it or not, already living inside it.